Yeah, I've got no clue how to start this video. I just felt like beating New Vegas with a revolver. So anyways, I'm challenging myself to beat the game with only the 357 Magnum. And to add on to that, I felt like cosplaying as our favorite musical gunslinger, so I'm limiting myself to that gun as well as, not that gun, but that gun, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm limiting myself to using clothes that you find in your classic westerns, so, hats and coats mostly. Anyways, let's begin. I wake up in Doc Mitchell's house and name myself the Arizona Ranger. I make myself look like your standard gunslinger character, and for my specials, I put a 9 in intelligence and agility, an 8 in luck, a 7 in perception, a 5 in endurance, and a 1 in strength and charisma. For my tag skills, I take guns, repair, and medicine, and then I take skilled and built to destroy for my traits. I sell what I can't use to Chet and buy as many stim packs as I can. I was hoping to get a revolver or at least ammo from him, but as always, merchants never sell what you need when you're actually looking for it. So since that wouldn't work, I just steal the one in the old Prospector Saloon sitting in this glass behind the counter, and then I indefinitely borrow Joe Cobb's ammo. I speak with Tree to start the Ghost Town gunfight quest, and I repair her radio for her. I go to speak with Ringo, and I recruit Sunny and Tree to help. I also craft a few more 357 rounds by breaking down some 9mm ammo I picked up in the gas station. The powder gangers all go down in 3 to 4 shots, and with the help of the townsfolk, it didn't take much effort. I reach level 2 and increase my guns, and then I take the Swift Learner perk. I head into Prim and pick up the former sheriff's coat and hat, and finally get a proper outfit. I return to Chad after he restocked to see if he had anything worth buying. He had a better cylinder for the revolver, which just added engravings to it. However, they offer no tactical advantage whatsoever. I head back to Prim to dispense some justice against the escaped convicts. It was going pretty well until I got stuck reloading in vats.
That takes care of that.
Next time I successfully clear out the building and free Deputy Beagle. I then craft some more ammo before making my way to the Mojave outpost, and on my way I reach level 3 after killing a few more convicts, and I put those points in the guns. I arrive at the outpost and collect the quests from Ranger Jackson and Ghost, and then I head down the highway and clear out the bugs before heading towards Niptum. I get the booted quest from Boxcars, and then I go and meet Volpez.
Kill to my name.
Legion soldiers are definitely tougher than any of the other enemies I've fought up to now, but since most of them are melee attackers, just keeping my distance usually lets me deal with them pretty easily. I reach level 4 and increase my gun some more, and for my perk I take rapid reload to make up for the abysmally long reload time of the revolver. I return to Mojave Outpost to turn in the Ranger's quest, and then I go back to Prim to let the NCR take over the town. All of the XP lets me reach level 5 and max out my gun skill. I make my way towards Novak and go to the Legion camp to free the captured powder gangers. Heading into Novak, and I buy the long barrel mod for the revolver before helping Boone avenge his wife. Before doing anything else in Novak, I felt like getting some more ammo, so I leave and get attacked by some Legion assassins, who let me reach level 6. I split the points between medicine, repair, and lockpick, and take the gunslinger perk. I arrive at the 188 trading post and get some ammo from Alexander, but unfortunately he didn't have quite as much as I expected he would. I return to Novak and head up the road towards the RepCon test facility to help with the ghouls. I speak with Mr. Brightside and go down to the basement to deal with the Nightkin. I was hoping to do the quest peacefully, but I had to kill too many of the Nightkin before finding Davison, and that made him auto-aggro onto me. So I was forced to just wipe out all the remaining Nightkin. I had to find Harlan's friend and got him to leave, so that's something. After doing that all over again, I return to Jason and help the ghouls repair the rockets by taking a bunch of Cliff souvenirs and buying the missing part from old Lady Gibson. I send the ghouls off to space and reach level 7 and further increase my repair. I leave Novak once more and head towards Boulder City. I don't piss off Private Kowalski for the first and most likely last time. I was gonna help the NCR with the cons, preferably in a peacefuler manner, But for whatever reason, as I was walking towards the cons, they just decided to start shooting at me, so I returned fire and freed the 2 hostages. I reached level 8 and put more points into repair, then I take the handloader perk to get access to more ammo types to craft. By this point, I was trying to hold off on doing too much of the main story, as I wanted to get into the NCR's good graces. The reason being that I wanted to get access to the Ranger safe house, so that I could get a set of Ranger combat armor. So my next stop was Camp McCarran to help the Colonel. On my way, I saw the NCR Ranger that gives you the radio chasing me, and he helped me fight some Legion assassins, who let me reach level 9 and increase my repair. I arrive at the airport and get to work by first finding the mole.
10-4.
I take the deactivation code from his body and use it to disarm the bomb. With that quest complete, I head to Camp Forlorn Hope to help out there. I track down the quartermaster's lost supplies, and then I help out the injured soldiers. I'd have to go buy a super stim pack to help the final soldier because my medicine wasn't high enough. Next thing I was going to do was complete the Return to Sender quest, which involves you going to a bunch of NCR outposts and talking to the comms officer there. I reach level 10 when I get to one of the outposts, I max out my repair and start increasing my medicine, as well as taking the Finesse perk to up my crit chance. I speak to another officer and then walk into Camp Gulf and start the Misfits quest line. But to cut a long story short, I'd never finished it because I couldn't pass the skill checks. On my way to the next outpost, I get stung a little bit too much by some cazadors. I get 2 more of the officers updated before getting distracted again and going up to Camp Guardian. I find the last survivor from the camp and go further into the cave to deal with the rest of the lake lurks that killed the soldiers. I reach level 11 and increase my medicine some more before dealing with the lake lurk king. I visit the last outpost, which lets me start the next part of the quest that involves returning to some of the outposts to investigate some outlandish reports that they gave. Turns out the reports were faked by Chief Hanlon.
Showing the Mojave almost.
Chief, why did you do it?
Next quest! I fix up Helios 1 for Fantastic and have the power redirected towards Camp McCarran, and I reach level 12. I put the points in the medicine and take the sniper perk. I buy some more weapon mods for a spare revolver I picked up just in case mine broke. Unfortunately though, you can't dual wield revolvers. I returned to Camp Forlorn Hope because I just wanted to get a big boost to my NCR reputation, so I was just going to help retake Nelson. Legion don't pose much of a threat, especially since I have a few NCR troopers helping me, and Dead Sea wasn't too much to write home about either.
I'll wait. What's my name?
Doing this does increase my rep to liked, so I return to Colonel Sue, and he gives me the key to the Ranger safe house. I collect the combat armor, and I get to admire my fancy new coat. I deal with some Legion assassins who break my armor. It costs a hefty 15,000 caps to repair it though, so finding a way to avoid spending so much was going to be very welcome. Now that I'm properly equipped, I return to Freeside to continue the main story by entering the tops and dealing with Benny. I reached level 13 and started putting some points into speech for later. Since I was on the strip, I also decided to visit Mr. House. With that done, I visit Ambassador Crocker to start the NCR's quest line. I head straight to Nellis and collect the Brotherhood holotape while I pass through the artillery. I get straight to work helping the boomers by fixing up their wounded people, and I reach level 14 and max out medicine, and then I take toughness so I can take a little bit more punishment in combat. I repair the solar panels and clear out the ant population, and with that done I'm able to speak with Loyal to raise the bomber. I return to Crocker and start the next quest, which is to deal with the Kings. I was going to do the quest peacefully by using the King's favor to form an alliance between them and the NCR. Horace is surprisingly actually able to do his job, or these are also more paid actors. Doesn't really matter either way.
Yeah. Over here!
I return to the King to continue the quest and get the King's favor, which I immediately use. Doing so lets me reach level 15 and boost my speech skills some more. And then I return to Crocker and get enough XP to reach level 16 from him. I put the points in the speech once again, and then take the Better Criticals perk to get even more damage out of them. I head to Hoover Dam to speak with Colonel Moore to continue the NCR quest line, and I also speak with Barden to get some ammo from him, and he had a few more rounds than other vendors. On my way to Red Rock, I get stung by some Cazadors who are pretty easy to deal with if you cripple one of their wings. If there's more than one, though, you're still going to need a lot of meds. I arrive at Red Rock, and for whatever reason, the cons outside aren't automatically aggroed on me, even though I'm wearing NCR armor. Those inside the longhouse are a little different. The second go around went a lot better. I turned to Colonel Moore, and now I'm tasked with investigating the Emertas. I was going to do their quest as intended, but the moment I walked through the doors, I changed my mind. It also seems that the Emertas started hiring ghosts as extra muscle. With that quest failed, I start the next one, which is to find the Brotherhood of Steel. On my way to Hidden Valley, I kill some powder gangers and reach level 17. I swear this happens in every playthrough. Anyways, I put the points in the speech. I entered the Brotherhood's bunker and definitely didn't forget to take off my armor so that the Brotherhood wouldn't turn me to ash the moment they laid their eyes on me. Why would I ever do that? That'd be stupid. I was going to get the Brotherhood and NCR to ally with one another, so I convinced Dobson to leave Hidden Valley, collect the other 2 holotapes, retrieve the reports from the scouts, and collect the parts for the ventilation systems. To get the last part, I did need to go to Vault 3 where the fiends are hiding out. I'm not mentioning this because they were tough, I'm mentioning this because it's always a fun part of every playthrough, and I get to try out some new ammo I've been crafting, which is much better than the basic 357. I reached level 18 and increased my speech to 80. I didn't need it any higher, however. The rest of the points went into lockpicking, because I didn't really know what else to increase. And for the perk, I take jury rigging so that I could repair my armor for a lot cheaper using other medium armor sets. I enter Vault 3 and deal with most of the fiends there.
What have you ready done?
Motor Runner is a joke since you can get a few shots against him while he's standing up from his chair. I also decided to get Violet, Cook, and Driver and Fi's heads, which I turn into Major Daughtry, and then I give Motor Runner's helmet to Colonel Sue. I used my speech to interrogate Sealus and reached level 19. I kept increasing lockpick even though I had no need for it. Oh, right, I'm supposed to be helping the Brotherhood. Well then, now that they can breathe, I can strike up an alliance between them and the NCR. Next quest is to protect Kimball. I disarm the bombs, steal the detonator, kill the sniper, and listen to the president's speech like a true patriot. Before starting the battle, I decided to go clear out the NCRCF of powder gangers, and I reached level 20 in the process, taking Grim Reaper's Sprint as my perk. I bought some more ammo and crafted most of it into JFP rounds, which I've been using for quite a while now. I started the Battle of Hoover Dam. The fighting in the lower levels isn't very interesting, as the NCR, backed by Brotherhood soldiers, made short work of the Legion forces. As for the Legion on the top of the dam, they're about as easy. If I use cover and actually aim properly, they go down pretty quickly, and even if I did struggle, the NCR troops were here to back me up. The Praetorians weren't much trouble either, as I'd get them before they could reach me most of the time. And now for why I increased my speech so much. I bluffed the lagging into a one-on-one fight to make things a little easier on myself, as I didn't really feel like fighting him alongside his Praetorians and other Legion troops.
I knew it.
With that done, I speak with General Oliver, finishing the game and successfully beating Fallout New Vegas using only a 357 Magnum. And I take the Cannibal perk. The video was fun, using revolvers will always make things funner. The challenge itself was alright, it got much easier as I got more perks and better equipment. I don't really have much else to say about that. What I will say is that I've started the Fallout 4 Doomslayer video, but I'll probably do another New Vegas video between then and now. I'm also going to start posting videos, most likely whenever I'm finished making them, rather than stick to a weekly schedule, as it sort of rushes me, and some weeks I just don't have quite as much time to work on videos as others. Anyways, with all that out of the way, I ask for you to consider liking and subscribing, give me your thoughts on the video or ideas for future videos, and have yourselves a good week.